Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this video, we wanted to show you the brand new TwoNav Roc that we've now got in stock. This is the smallest and lightest, most compact handheld GPS device that we stock. So if you're looking for something really light and compact, it could be to go on your bike for cycling or for something like trail running where you want something really light. Again, you could use it for hiking, walking, but it's just giving you something that's very light and compact, but with a colour screen, detailed maps, and still a robust, tough unit. What we thought would be nice to do is show it alongside the slightly larger TwoNav Cross Plus device that we have on the left-hand side, just as a little bit of a comparison, because both of them are nice compact units, and you might be trying to decide whether you want the smaller unit or the slightly larger of the two units. So I'm just going to run through some of the differences first to do with size, weight, dimensions, battery life, etc. Otherwise, the units are very similar. All of the menus are the same as all of the TwoNav GPS devices that we stock. With both of these units, I've currently got the Ordnance Survey 1 to 25 map for all of Great Britain displayed on the screen. And both of the units, I've set the map to north up, just so it's easier to see as a comparison. And both of the units, we've got the backlight setting at 50% backlight. So starting on the left-hand side, the Cross Plus unit weighs 172 grams, and the Roc unit is only 120 grams, so very light unit. Both of the units have a built-in lithium rechargeable battery, so that weight includes the built-in non-removable battery. The next thing is the sizes. The one on the left-hand side, the Cross Plus, is 6.3 centimetres wide, 11 centimetres tall, and the depth is 2.1 centimetres. You add on 0.4 of a centimetre just for the quick lock mount on the back. This allows you to fit the supplied cycle mount that you get for free, and also other mounts such as the carabiner mount and the backpack tether mount. So that is the dimensions of the Cross Plus. The Roc, which we can see side by side, as a smaller unit, a little bit less in width, 5.8 centimetres wide, not quite as tall at 9 centimetres, and the depth is virtually the same, 2 centimetres, and we still add on the 0.4 of a centimetre for the quick lock attachment that pokes out the back of the unit that allows us to put on the free bike mount or some of the other mounts like the carabiner clip or the backpack tether. So I'm just going to show you the bike mount that we're talking about. So with both of the units, you get a simple bar mount included with some different rubber bits that go behind to change the height, and also your typical rubber bands to tie it around the bars of your bike, and that simply on the back of both units locks into place with a quarter turn. So that is included with both of the units. For looking at the screen size now, the bigger unit on the left hand side, we have a 3.2 inch touchscreen across the diagonal, and it's a 2.7 inch across the diagonal on the Roc unit. Both of the units, we can set the screen to a full size just to hide some of the tools that we see at the bottom of the screen, and that's both of them now in full size. Pixel wise, the Cross Plus has a higher number of pixels at 480 by 800, and the Roc is 240 by 320 pixels. So I'll show you when we zoom in. You might find the Cross Plus just a little bit clearer, but to be honest, I don't see a lot of difference when I'm looking at the two side by side, other than the slightly bigger screen. But I'll zoom in and out a bit shortly just so you can see what the maps look like on the screen. So battery life, with 50% backlight and GPS recording only, we can achieve 20 hours with the Cross Plus, and it's just slightly less at 18 hours with the smaller unit. But both units have the nice control where if you do decide to leave the screen on all the time, but at any time want to turn it off because you're not needing it, but you still want it to record in the background, it's a nice simple single press of the power button on the side of both units. You actually have a blue LED that flashes to tell you that the unit's still turned on, so you don't accidentally leave it on, and it's a very simple button press on the side of the unit to bring the screen back on. The only other differences we've got between the two units is the button control. We do actually have 2 extra buttons on the smaller Roc unit. Suppose if you look at it, if you're on a bike and you've got gloves on, where you might find it easier with button control, these 2 extra physical buttons may be an aid in that respect. So just a reminder, with the button control on both of the units, that is the same. Both of the units on the left hand side have a plus button for zooming in and a physical minus button for zooming out. So it's exactly the same on the Roc, plus button for zooming in and a minus button for zooming out. You can do that from the screen. We do have plus and minus on the screen. You can hide the display so you don't actually see the plus and minus on the display if you don't want it. So again, the same on the cross on the left here. We can zoom in with the touch screen and then we can zoom back out, but we have those physical buttons on the side. We've mentioned the on-off button, which we have programmed on both of the units to turn the screen off. And we've got a nice button, which is a back button, which takes you back to out of a menu or straight back to the map if you did have it on another screen. If you were to move the map somewhere different, so I'll just move that map there, move it on the Roc unit. So just moving the map around on the touch screen. You can touch on the screen a little symbol, the little crosshair symbol, to bring the map back to your current location. But both units have a button on the side. If we press the back button now and press it on the Roc, it recenters the map at where you've got your satellite signal. So both of these have got a little red triangle showing our current position. You can change the colour of that position indicator on both units and make it larger, smaller, and there's a few different styles you can choose from as well. So what is different with these 2 buttons on the bottom of the smaller Roc unit? So on the Cross Plus unit, it's the touchscreen arrows left and right that if we tap on, take us to screens that have data boxes. You can create many different data boxes. There's loads of choice of what you can have in there. Just show you an example. I've actually set up, if I go past the compass, just go back, 2 data boxes. So you could set up a screen. I've just called this one speed. It's got my average speed and my moving speed. It's just flashing up and down as it's locking onto satellite. So you could have 1 data box, 2 data boxes, 4, 6. It's very adaptable. You can add your own screens. So I've added that screen to the unit. And on the Roc unit, what's different, even though we got the arrows on the top here, they're not actually touch screen. For actual moving between the screens, we have 2 buttons that you can see on the bottom of the unit here. So if I just do a gentle tap on this bottom right hand button, it moves to the data box screen. Again, press it, it moves to, this screen would actually show our elevation graph if we had a route on the device to follow. We've got the compass screen, and then I've actually set up here, just to give you an example of what 3 data boxes look like. So again, I've made them just all to do with speed. I've created that my screen as a bespoke screen on the device. I've actually set up 1 screen to show my Ordnance Survey grid reference. So you can see, even though it's a small screen, because I've only put it as 1 data box, it's made it nice and big. Now with both units, if you quickly want to get back to the map, there's a real quick way by using button control. The back button on the unit, if we press it, goes straight back to your map. So it's nice and quick to get back to your map. So really, the only difference in buttons is with the smaller Roc unit, to scroll between the different screens like your data boxes, the compass, the graph screen, you've got physical buttons on the bottom of the unit, whereas the Cross Plus, it's the buttons on the front, and then you can tap on the buttons here. We actually, when we do actually move to the screens with a physical button, we can actually use the touch screen to move between them if we wish, but you have to initially do it from the physical buttons, and then I'll just put it back to the map and back to the map. Otherwise, everything else is the same on both of these 2 units. They're both IP67 rated. They both work in the wet. They both work down to -20, so really designed for the outdoors. They've both got a barometric altimeter. They've both got an electronic compass, so when you're stationary, the map will turn with you. I've just actually set these both as north up, just so it's easier when we're showing the maps side by side. So I'm just going to zoom in quite close on the maps just to give you an idea. They are raster maps, but I do think the colours are still nice on these maps, and we still do have a fair bit of clarity when you zoom in. So I'm going to do exactly the same on the one on the left. So really, even though we've got slightly higher pixels on the bigger unit, I don't think there's an awful lot of difference there. So I've just zoomed out a little bit again. And again, if I move the map around, just get up to Rothbury where you can see the letters. I think really, when you're moving it around and looking at what you can see, there's not a lot of difference. I actually find the smaller unit moves a little bit quicker than the Cross Plus unit when you're moving it around to look ahead. There's not a lot of difference, but it's just something I've noted. But I think colour-wise, there's not an awful lot of difference. I'll just put both these maps back to where we currently are. So I just use the back button there. I'm trying to watch the camera and not tapping on the right crosshairs. So again, when you look at it there, there's not an awful lot of difference. Now I'm just going to zoom out on the unit just so we can see a bigger picture. Now with these units, we either sell them with the 1:50 or the 1:25 full GB. There's not actually enough memory to put all of the 1:50 for Great Britain and all of the 1:25 on the unit. But what you do get for free with both of the units, you can download one of the 10 regions of Great Britain at 1:50 scale, which is the Land Ranger scale I've got on the screen now, for free. So say you purchase the device from us with the full 1:25 Great Britain map, you can still have a region of 1:50 for free. You can add other 1:50 regions, but we don't sell this unit with full 1:25 and 1:50 because there's not quite enough memory to fit that all on. But that just gives you an idea of the lesser detailed 1:50 map if you were to purchase the unit with the 1:50 map office. I'll just zoom out again so it's very similar in scale to the other one. And what happens if I zoom right out, so I'm just going to take this out a little bit further, we get like a road atlas type scale. And I'll just do that again on the bigger unit to the left, and you can see the sort of scale we get there. Now one other thing you do get different with the Roc unit, this is the smaller unit on the right hand side, you do get an option to download TomTom road navigation maps for the British Isles for free. So there's a slightly higher cost actually on the Roc unit compared to the Cross Plus. At the moment it's £30 higher in price, but you do get the actual TomTom road navigation maps included. So if you were a cyclist and wanted more like road navigation maps, they are included. You can purchase them as an extra for the Cross Plus. So I'm just gonna, the last thing I'm gonna show on the maps, I'm actually just gonna change the map view on the Roc unit so you can actually see the more basic TomTom maps. You do get open source maps that you can download for Europe as well when you need them on both units. You get some included for free as well for Western Europe. So I'm just going to actually hide, the topo map, and I'm just going to scroll down and bring into view my TomTom map and then just close that one down, and then I'm going to come right back out. So this is a more basic sort of road navigation map, really, I suppose, if you were cycling. So I'm just going to zoom in here, zoom out, and you can see it's like a road navigation map. It's actually a TomTom map, so it allows for address searches and a lot more point of interest searches than you do with the open source maps included for free. So that map is included with the Roc unit. So the last physical difference that we're going to look at, and hopefully this helped you when you're looking to make a decision on a unit to purchase, when you're looking for a small compact unit, I'm just going to turn the two units on their back, and what I'm going to show you is the cable attachment for charging. So with the bigger Cross Plus unit, rubber seal on the bottom, it's actually a USB-C cable, so you get included this nice braided USB-C that goes into the GPS side, USB-A on the other side. The difference with the Roc unit, you'll see these 4 copper pins. It's a magnetic charging cable. I found it works really well. The only thing you've got to be careful with when you put the cable on, I'll just put it on here and it attaches with the magnets. It's a fairly strong attachment, but you just be careful you don't knock it and pull the cable away when you're leaving it resting and charging. But it's just making, with the unit being a bit more compact and smaller, that's why they've put that magnetic charging rather than having to put a bigger space for the flap in the USB-C. So cables included with both of them, and we mentioned the cycle mount. So really, I think when you're looking at making the decision on a one to get, I'll just actually put this one back to the maps for the final view. So I'm just going to hide and bring back in the Ordnance Survey maps. So on the GPS training website with both of these, we have the option to purchase for Ordnance Survey full 1:25 or full 1:50 maps. And again, I'll just recenter this one back at where we are and zoom it in. So really, I think when you're looking at the decision, it's are you looking for something very lightweight and compact. So just as a reminder, 120 grams the Roc weighs, so very lightweight compared to the 172, which is still a compact lightweight unit, obviously much smaller. You can see it in my hand here, and obviously side by side it is a smaller, more compact unit, and it does come with the TomTom maps for road navigation as well. So we hope you found this video useful. It's just comparing the two units side by side. Purchasing from GPS Training, remember you do get our gold support package, which includes all of our training videos on using the TwoNav units, email and telephone support for a year as part of your purchase. And thanks for watching.